Welcome back to Fast Market, everyone. Kevin Hinks back here along with Nick Theodorakis for our second segment. Now let's bring in the co-founder of LikeFolio.com, Mr. Landon Swan, to the show. He's going to look at our feature stock of the day, and that is Best Buy. Landon, we're talking about electronics and all the different ways that you can buy them. But in terms of Best Buy, give us what you're looking at on this name that has got a lot of competition, but they focus on service, don't they?
They do. Actually, that's one of the things that's kind of been a bright spot for them is their service. It's a smart move to kind of transition into that. Their Total Tech, I think it's $200 a year, is sort of the newer service that they've got. It's doing well. And I think they need it, frankly, because a lot of the stuff that they've traditionally sold is getting less and less demand as inflation's, continuing to hurt consumers. People are talking about trying to find deals. They're being a little bit more frugal. You can see kind of across the board, services is the positive one of the sectors that they talk about and that we track, with gaming kind of leading the way on the decline. Interestingly enough, on gaming, it's actually, when you look at consumers talking about gaming, it's actually slightly up year over year, but it's being led mostly by mobile gaming, which you don't need to go to Best Buy to upgrade your phone to play the best games as you would with a PC. But everything's kind of down a little bit other than services. We saw with Whirlpool's report recently that they were lower on revenue. Appliances at Best Buy are lower. Peripherals kind of goes along with everything. Electronics kind of right there in the middle, basically staying the same year over year, which I think is a good sign. But again, it's just inflation and prices are catching up to the consumer. The inflation concerns are plus 500% year over year. People talking about falling behind on payments is plus 120% year over year. Searching for deals is plus 30%. And even people talking about being more frugal is up. So it's tough as a retailer because, a lot of times I think what people do is maybe they'll go to Best Buy and then while they're in the store, I know I've done this, you bring up your phone and you look for better deals and see if you can beat this deal, see if you can have Amazon deliver it to you. And so people are very, very price conscious. They don't have a lot of direct competition. If you look at, back in the day, I can remember Circuit City. I don't know if you guys remember that company, but they were the one, right? They were the Best Buy. Best Buy won the battle. That one's over. But now they do have to compete against Target, Walmart, Amazon, all the others. And you can kind of see where they're stacking up right now. They're on the lower end. And, we threw Whirlpool in here because they do sell appliances and Logitech for the gaming side of thing and for the, peripherals. So Best Buy not doing extremely well when you look at the purchase intent. They had that report a couple of weeks ago where they're announcing job cuts, and it's, they lowered expectations on revenue. So there's really not a lot of, I think, positivity going into this report. The stock has been really beaten down, about half what it was since right before they missed badly on those November earnings. I think they were up around 140 or 150. Now they were around 74, 75. So definitely struggling since then. Officially, we are pretty much neutral on this one going into earnings. But long term, I'm just kind of taking a step back. I do love this company, but I love them like I love, Target. And if the consumer is getting hammered right now, it's not the time to be in a company that relies on consumers willing to spend their money. Because for the most part, if you're going to Best Buy, it's because you don't need something. It's because you want something. And that want is really getting squeezed by inflation right now.
Maybe in my example trade, Landon, my downside bias will come, my unconscious bias of how much I used to love Circuit City will come through. But that's a story for a different day. I was looking at the Total Tech membership, and I think it's $199 a year, and I think there's some flexibility on pricing in that, but it seems expensive, right? It seems like compared to other subscription services, it's more than Prime. It's like, you guys done any research on how that subscription? Obviously, it's going to be a huge benefit to them with declining sales, but how does it look comparative to other subscription services like Prime, where you get so much for the dollar you're spending? And we just talked Costco too, right? There's a membership fee there. Where does this kind of fit in terms of that subscription model?
We don't have a ton of data on it yet because it's just not as widely used as the Amazon or the Costco examples that you gave. I can tell you that happiness has upticked on Best Buy recently. They're not extremely high on happiness. They're falling behind some of their peers. They're above Walmart, behind Target, so they're kind of in between those, but it has moved up. And I think a lot of that has to do with that service. I think they're doing a good job on the service. People seem to be adopting that. I agree the price point is pretty high, but the list of benefits is pretty long. And if you're big on Best Buy, it seems to be a no-brainer. Kind of like an Amazon Prime membership, even though I agree it is a little bit aggressive at $199. But we do think this is the bright point for this company. And anytime you can get recurring revenue coming in, that's very attractive for a company that relies on people to just continually make these one-time purchases. So this is a little bit of a strategy shift for Best Buy, and I think it is paying off for them.
Service, technical support, Landon. It's basically the Geek Squad, right? That differentiates Best Buy from other places that may not back up the products that they sell. But remember, it's discretionaries that Walmart warned on and Target warned on, and a lot of these retailers are talking about. Essentials are in, discretionaries are out or soft in that case. And you're right, about a month ago, they did come out and guide softer and talking about that the shopper are shopping for less electronics and TVs. And they're focusing on gas and groceries right there. That's the switch from discretionaries to essentials, and that's not Best Buy, right? And not only that, you can't get groceries at Best Buy like you can at Walmart, Target, Costco. You're not in the ecosystem of an Apple, which we'll cover in the next segment. This is a company that purely, is a retailer. They take other people's products and they add on, they sell them, right? It's not direct to consumer. So this has other struggles, but it is the support. It is the Geek Squad that differentiates them, correct?
I agree. And, I think you make a really good point is everybody's going to go grocery shopping. And if you're at a Super Target or Super Walmart getting your groceries and you happen to walk by and see, the new 40-inch TV at a price that you think is a great deal, maybe you'll pick it up. But you didn't go in there planning on doing that. Whereas to spend money at Best Buy, you have to say, I'm going to go to Best Buy because I want an electronic, an appliance, a new gaming system, whatever it may be. You have to make that decision where maybe it's just kind of on the peripheral and you just kind of see it at Super Target, Super Walmart. So I do think they have an advantage there with the essential versus the discretionary, as you mentioned. I love that. And again, yeah, Geek Squad, that's where it's at. I mean, it includes things like free installation. And you know how when you check out, they always ask you if you want the extended warranty. It comes with a lot of extended warranties for free or included, and lifetime support, all that kind of stuff. So basically, like if you're not super handy or with tech stuff, the membership is the way to go. It makes a lot of sense if you're big into that. But it is a niche crowd. And so I think that right now with the difference between discretionary and essentials, I think that's the move for Best Buy investors is thinking, why are customers really going here? And will they continue to if the economy begins to turn down even more or inflation continues to hurt people even more? I think times are a little bit tough right now, but it's not dire. It could continue to get worse. And if so, Best Buy's in the wrong spot.
Remember when we used to just bang on the side of the TV to get it to work better? Yeah, that really doesn't work anymore, I've found, with computers and electronics now. But Landon Swan, thank you so much for coming on as always. Landon is the co-founder of LikeFolio.com. Always appreciate his input on the show. All right, Nick.